Am I the asshole for refusing to let my husband pull $14K out of my account without signing a contract? I, female 36, have been married to my husband, male 42, for 2 years. I've never been married before him, but he was married twice and has 6 kids. He requested our finances to be split. Fine by me, because seeing how he blows through his money is so frustrating. He says he has kids, commitments and has to provide, but I don't think that kids would need that much money to live like the other kids. His bank account is always almost empty, Willie as mine has over 20K. We take turns paying for daily expenses and stuff. Lately, he's been struggling with money. He borrowed from a number of people including my own brother, about 4K from him just a week ago. He just seemed desperate for money. I asked what the deal was and he said that he needed the money for the kids, which seemed fishy since kids don't really need that much money for their expenses. The eldest is 16. He came and asked to borrow 14K from me, pull it from my account and into his. I tried asking him what he needed the money for, but he said it was none of my business, then insisted that he'll return it ASAP. I said okay, but under the condition that he sign a contract stating he'll return the money in full. He acted all shocked and offended, then went on about how I don't trust him and his word. I told him that's all I got and this was my one and only condition. He kept ranting about how I'm refusing to help and making the situation more difficult for him instead of cooperating. I insisted on a contract to be signed before he even pulls a penny, and this morning when I told him this one more time, he blew up and said that we're family and that I should be ashamed for involving courts and lawyers between family. He left the house and was so upset he hasn't responded to any of my calls yet. Am I the asshole for standing my ground with this condition? Not the asshole, this sounds like addict behavior. Is he a gambler? If it was drugs he'd be asking for smaller amounts more often, but this sounds like gambling debt. He insisted that he'll return it ASAP. Sounds like he's counting on that big win. Op is not the asshole for sure. I hope she had a prenup. Husband needs help. If you could return that much money ASAP, you wouldn't need it in the first place. You would be open and honest about your time frame for repaying it. This is absolutely a gambling debt. I have been around this. The last person I had to cut out from my life was this person. A friend. Gambled constantly. Always needed to borrow money, contingent he'd be able to pay back double as soon as possible. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't here either. 2 years sounds about right for the maximum amount of time one is able to hide something like this from another person close to them. Hey honey, can I have like half your savings? What it's for? None of your business, you ungrateful witch. Obviously not the asshole. I don't have a silver award to give you, so please accept this free fish cake emoji for making me laugh out loud. He's gambling 100%. As an alcoholic, this does sound like addictive personality disorder. Not the asshole, and this part will suck. Cut him off. You won't see the money again. Your brother's money? Also gone. Take anything worth anything and store it with family. You need to pull yourself out of the situation, as well. It is your money, you are tied to this man whose credit score likely cannot be measured, as it must be dug for first. Not the asshole, you don't borrow 14K and not give a reason. You sure he isn't gambling? Hookers? Drugs? Side piece? The possibilities are endless. Buying his 16-year-old a brand new vehicle that he doesn't need. Fuck no, not the asshole. He can't play the "we're family" card while also playing the "none of your fucking business" card. Original poster. I'm not usually one to resort to such drastic judgments, but your marriage is in serious trouble. I actually wouldn't loan it at all. Right? Family doesn't keep a 14K secret unless it's their own money and they are using it to surprise you with a 14K gift. And that still wouldn't be a secret, but a surprise. If original poster is wise, she'll keep that money for divorce fees and a down payment on a new place to live. You are the asshole to yourself. Do not even consider giving him this money. And I said, giving, because you must know you'll never see it again. A piece of paper will not conjure this money out of thin air so that he has it to give back. You're inventing a condition so that you can tell yourself he won't just take the money and lose it. You must know that if he needs to borrow such a large amount of money, he can't afford to pay you back. And he's borrowing even more from others. His attitude, his secrecy, the fact he's hitting everyone up for money. Why are you with him? Why did I read this? So depressing. Me too. I had to put my phone down and walk away after reading 2 exes and 6 kids. Why would anyone willing enter into this? Oh God, I missed that. Why do people think they can't do better? The original poster is articulate and smart, but look at the situation. I noticed original poster has been responding to questions but isn't replying at all to anyone suggesting gambling. I think original poster is maybe in denial. What would you need to borrow a specific sum of money for that would make you act cagey and hostile? Assure the lender that you'd easily be able to repay it in full. Dude didn't even offer to pay interest, and that you wouldn't tell your own wife? Signs point to gambling and that she maybe already knows that. Not the asshole. Had a friend ask for money. Turns out he borrowed from a ton of other friends, used his new wife's SSN and took out almost $100,000 in gambling debt. Do not give him any money. There's more going on. Even if you don't see it, suspect it. Something is going on. There's a reason he wanted to keep money separate, which is not bad in itself. But along with all the other things you mentioned, it's suspect now in hindsight. Hopefully you two do not have any children. Yeah, this definitely feels like he's gambling. He's been losing big and is chasing. Yeah, I'd check my credit report and then lock, freeze the entire thing. I'd also probably change my PIN #S on my cards too. Just in case. And possibly passwords depending on the ones he knows. At this point she should CYA and look after herself. This is not normal marriage ongoings. Not the asshole. He has either 1. A gambling problem, 2. A drug addiction, 3. A secret girlfriend, child, ex who needs the money and he's prioritizing them over you. Don't give him anything without it being clear on what it's being spent on, or better yet, run. Edit. A fourth explanation just came to mind. He might have fallen for a scam and either doesn't know it, or is embarrassed that he did and now needs the money. Advice is still the same though if he isn't willing to talk to you about it. So he doesn't trust you enough to tell you where the money would go, yet he expects you to trust him without a contract. Original poster, contract or no, you will never see that money again. Please just run. Dude is shady AF. Not the asshole. It is definitely your business if it's your money. This sounds like a gambling issue to me. I would not give him a cent. Said the same thing about the gambling problem. Large sums of money don't just disappear into thin air any other way. Not the asshole, but I've got to know before I start spinning salacious suspicions of drug addiction, gambling problems, mafia involvement, fake job, secret second, or would it be fourth? Family and get accused of jumping to conclusions. What were the reasons behind his divorces? I'm glad he's refusing to sign a contract. Use that as your excuse to refuse to give him the money, because you will never see it again. Hello. The reason for his divorce was due to infidelity. The second one ended due to several reasons including finances, age gap, dating period. He has 4 kids with his first wife and 2 with his second. We don't have any kids. Finances. Yay. Though flamin' Nora, if he's got 6 kids CS to pay, maybe he does need it for expenses. But that won't get better. I wouldn't lend to him. Did he even pay your brother back yet? Tell him when he does, and proves he can repay loans, you'll think about it. He won't, but it'll get you off the hook. Not the asshole, and watch out. If he really needed $14,000 for childcare expenses, I am sure he could give some kind of explanation. Or one of his exes could explain. Ahahaha. Made me laugh tbh. He wants separate finances, but you can't question him as to why he needs your money and does not want to sign a contract. If you can't see it original poster, listen to internet strangers and see the. Not to mention his refusal to tell me what he wants the money for. I'm not controlling and pushy like he previously claimed, I just want to know. He has a gambling problem or drug problem. You might want to try and snag some hair to test from him. Not the asshole. He requested your finances be split, you're staying in line with that. Keep standing your ground. I wouldn't lend him that money, even with a signed contract. With your money being split, I hope he doesn't have any sort of access to your account, money, where he could potentially take the money without your permission. Might want to double check that. I am staying with that and respecting the terms he put. Something is really wrong. If you are on decent terms with the kid's mom, I say check with her. Also, if you are in the US, if you haven't already done so, suggest you pull your free credit report from each of the 3 bureaus and while waiting lock your credit with each of them. Desperate people will make horrible decisions, including forging signatures on credit apps. Anything you didn't apply for or sign for, report as fraud and let the chips fall where they may. Also make sure husband has no access to any of the account info with your savings. If concerned, let the bank know you need it moved to a new account. Not the asshole. You'll never see that money again. I definitely recommend freezing your credit. It's free and simple. I'd go a step further. Go ahead and get new accounts for savings in your checking, with online statements. If he needs 14K, he's not above digging in the trash for your account info. I'd continue to let him throw those tantrums. While you make plans to get the hell out, make sure your brother is in the loop. Did he get his money back? Unfortunately, your husband sounds like the kind of person that you have to ghost without warning. I'd get the hell out before your baby mama number 3 with kid number 7. Sadly enough, if he's on child support, his exes know more about his finances than you, cause it all comes out in child support court. You lost me at 2 failed marriages and 6 kids. Girl, run. But surely this time, with a man who demands 14K without any explanation, will be different. 14K is not a normal sum of money to just randomly need. I have kids too, and never have I ever had a random need for $14,000 to just pop up. There's definitely more going on here. Not the asshole for not just handing it over. Further, it's super concerning that he's just going around borrowing money for everyone and anyone. I hope your bro gets his back. Precisely. They're 6 kids, demanding kids at that, but like you stated, it's strange. Don't get me wrong, I adore each and every one of them and they deserve the world, but I'm pretty sure that the money isn't for them, at least not all of it. You get what I'm saying? Might be overstepping, but you might want to ask for a contract returning money to your brother as well in the conditions if you ever end up lending him money. Not the asshole that contract is meaningless and you won't ever get that money back. Do what your instincts are screaming at you to do. Don't give him the money no matter what he signs.